A very good morning to you, grade 7s. Mr. A here, all the way from Nigeria. Over here we have something called two-way equations. And what you basically have to do with two-way equations is find out what that unknown variable equals to. For example, what does x equal to? We want to find out what does this unknown variable be to make sure that this whole equation or this whole expression that we have over here is considered to be true. Now, how do we go about doing that? Now, my biggest step to you is to make sure that all your constant values is situated on one side of the equal sign and your unknowns on the other side of the equal sign. Now, how do we get the known numbers, or in other words, how do we get our constant values to one side of the equation and our unknown or our variables on the other side of the equal sign? So let's do this. So we need to take over plus 2. And remember, whenever we take a positive number over the equal sign, the sign in front of the number changes. In other words, this plus will become a minus. And I always said, visually do this so you can see what happens. So you circle plus 2 and you take it all the way over the equal sign. And when you take a positive number over the equal sign, it becomes a negative number. So on this side of the equal sign, we will now have 14. And this plus 2, when you take it over the equal sign, becomes minus 2. The sign in front of the number changed. What's left on this side of the equal sign? We only have 3x, right? Do you agree? That 3x just comes down. We know that 14 minus 2 very easy is equal to 12. On this side of the equal sign, or the left side of the equal sign, we have 3x. Now, we want to find out what x is, not what 3x is equal to, but now how do we find out what x is? How do we get x alone on the one side of the equal side? Remember, we said we divide. And what you do on the one side of the equal sign, you must do on the other side of the equal sign. So if you divide 3 on the one side, you must divide by 3 on the other side. And you know that 3 divided by 3 is 1. So you are left with x. Remember, there's an invisible coefficient of 1 is equal to 12 divided by 3 is 4. So x equals to 4. So if x is equal to 4, then this expression over here is true. 3x plus 2 equals 14. Over here, our number 2, we have 4 plus 2x equal 26. Remember, two-way equations, get all your constant values on one side of the equal side and all your unknown variables on the other side of the equal sign. And our constant value on this side of the equal sign is 4. Remember, it's not 2 because 2 is the coefficient of x. 4 is also a positive number. Remember, there's no sign in front of it, but we know that when there's no sign in front of it, this number is a positive number, right? So we take this positive number. I also say, to make it easy for yourself, make a little plus there to visualize it easy for yourself. When you take the positive number over the equal sign, what happens to the sign in front of it? The sign changes. So on the right side of your equal sign, you will have 26. It's not plus 4 anymore. It's now minus 4. And what we have left on the left side of the equal sign? 2x. 26 minus 4 is equal to 22. On this side of the equal sign, we still have 2x. How do we get rid of the 2? We get rid of the 2 by dividing by 2. And what you do on the one side of the equal sign, you must do on the other side of the equal sign. 2 divided by 2 gives you 1, so we have x left with an invisible coefficient of 1. is equal to 22 divided by 2 gives you 11. I hope this makes sense, and I really hope this is helping you. This should be fairly easy to complete. Now we have some negative numbers over here. We have 3x minus 3x minus 8 is equal to minus 20. So now we're going to start bringing in negative numbers. First thing, make sure that your constant values are on one side of your equal sign and your variables or your unknowns are on the other side of the equal sign. Over here you have minus 8, not positive 8, minus 8, because the sign in front of 8 is minus. And when you take that minus 8 over the equal sign, it becomes a positive number. So now we have minus 20 plus 8. What's left on the left side of the equal sign? We have minus 3x. You have a positive number, negative number. You take the sign of the bigger number and you subtract. 20 minus 8 gives you 12. And on the left side, we still have 3x. We don't want minus 3x. We want the answer to x. To get rid of the minus 3, you have to divide by minus 3. And what you do on the one side of the equal sign, you must do on the other side of the equal sign. So we're going to divide by minus 3 as well. Minus 3 divided by minus 3. Also remember, we said a negative number divided by a negative number gives you a positive number. 3 divided by 3 gives you 1. So what we have left, we have x with an invisible coefficient of 1 is equal to a negative number divided by a negative number is a positive number. 12 divided by 3 gives you 4. Very easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. The last equation I have for you over here is includes some brackets. And we say that brackets represent multiplication. And to get rid of the brackets, we make use of the distributive property, or as I call it, the little rainbow method. So 2 multiplied by x and 2 multiplied by positive 5. 2 multiplied by x is equal to 2x. Remember, when you multiply, you bring that value or that constant value and that variable together. 2 multiplied by positive 5 gives you positive 10, which is equal to 16. Get all your constant values on the one side of the equal sign and all your unknowns on the other side of the equal sign. So over here, our constant value is plus 10. And when you take plus 10 over the equal sign, you have minus. It becomes minus. The sign in front of the constant value changes. So you have 16 minus 10. And what do you have left? 2x. 16 minus 10 should give you 6. And on the left side of your equal side you still have 2x. We don't want the answer to 2x, we want the answer to x. So how do we get rid of the 2? By simply dividing. And what you do on the one side of the equal sign, you must do on the other side of the equal sign. So you divided by 2 on the one side, so you must divide by 2 on the other side. 2 divided by 2 gives you 1. So you can simply just bring down the x with that invisible coefficient of 1. 6 divided by 2 should give you 3. Same as with the substitution lesson that I presented. There's a little worksheet on two-way equations. Some of you already completed the worksheet. If you didn't complete the worksheet yet, please complete the worksheet. This concludes our section on algebra. When I do return, we will do algebra in word problems before going on to area and perimeter. My next short lesson will be on area and perimeter.